Sheen shot.
Yeah, boy.
What is up, my fellow Outward nerds? Today we are taking a look at one of the best mechanics in Outward, potion crafting. This feature is amazing because it allows you to receive buffs such as health regeneration, extra attack damage, and even lower enemy perception, all while not taking up one of your ever so important skill slots. This video will not cover all of the potions in Outward, rather we will be looking at the 3 most commonly used potions, as well as the different combinations you can use to craft them. Before we can get into it, however, I would like to mention that crafting potions requires the use of an alchemy kit. This equipment can be found in chests, but most alchemists will sell one for a reasonable price. You will need to set this up over a campfire in order for the potion recipes to work. It is also worth mentioning that some of the houses you can purchase come with a permanent alchemy kit as well. Let's get to making them potions. First up, we have the ever so important life potion. This miracle drink comes in the form of a red bottle and restores 50 health to the user. It can be purchased from any alchemist or even found in chests from time to time. Something many Outward players do not know is that drinking this life potion also restores 90 drink, although it would not typically be used for that. The simplest ingredient set for life potions is a gravel beetle, a blood mushroom, and a water skin. This recipe does not require the player to attack any animals and can be utilized pretty quickly. Gravel beetles are going to be the hardest ingredient to find, and they have a relatively high drop rate from iron veins. Heck, even salt crystals have a 20% chance to contain one. Blood mushrooms can easily be farmed by heading into any cave in Outward. Most of the time, you will end up finding them randomly enough that the thought of farming them won't even cross your mind. Not to mention the fact that every town has a merchant who is guaranteed to sell some, so don't worry too much about finding blood mushrooms. The water is pretty simple, but I will explain it because I often forget to add this ingredient and then can't figure out why my potion won't brew. The water must be added in the form of a water skin. Fill up a water skin with water and place it into the alchemy kit alongside the other ingredients. This will consume one of the water sections in the container and your life potion will pop out without any issues. This is the most common and possibly easiest way to craft a life potion. However, there are 2 additional ways to create the same product. Combine 1 coral horn antler and 1 wool shroom together, or you can combine 1 phytosaur horn and 1 marshmallow together. All 3 methods will give you the end result of 1 life potion, so do a double check before selling all your items in case you happen to have the correct ingredients. Next up, we have the Astral Potion. It comes in the form of a blue jug and comes in handy for more mage-oriented characters. Specifically, the Astral Potion will restore 50% of max mana, 20 burnt mana, and 90 drink. This potion is slightly harder to craft considering the ingredients require some sort of mana-related area or enemy to gather from. However, the Conflux Mountain can be an easy way to farm out these potions. Add 1 star mushroom, 1 turnip, and 1 water container together for the easiest combination. Star mushrooms are in any cave, just like the blood mushroom, and are almost just as common. Turnips are only found in and around the Conflux Mountain, which is why it is the best place to farm out these potions. The 2 other combinations for Astral Potions are 1 shark cartilage and 1 thick oil, or 1 mantis granite and 1 gaberry. Typically, most potions will come with a few ingredients that can be found all over the place, and also have 1 ingredient that will be harder to acquire. I suggest buying a house in your favorite town and throwing any extra material you find in there, so you can have an accessible supply of ingredients rather than farming all the time. Many enemies can also drop this potion, and every town is guaranteed to have at least 1 merchant selling 1 or 2. Just be sure to stock up on some of these Astral Potions before a big battle, as you do not want to be out of mana when you need it. They could just save your life. Another potion that comes in handy, especially for melee builds, is the Endurance Potion. This one comes in the form of a glass beaker, almost, and is green in color. The exact properties it restores are 70 stamina, 10 burnt stamina, stamina recovery times 3, and 90 drink. This is an extremely valuable potion because it gives you a high amount of stamina recovery. You can completely run out of stamina in a fight, pop one of these bad boys, and then not only have full stamina again, but also have heightened recovery, meaning you will not run out of it as quickly for a while. Once again, every town is guaranteed to have a merchant selling these potions, and they are randomly dropped in multiple types of loot containers. The plant way to craft this potion is as follows: 1 egg, 1 crimp nut, and 1 water skin. Eggs are most commonly found in Chersonese and will be in nests scattered around the region. Crimp nuts are a pain to get if you don't know where they grow, and are quite rare compared to other plants. It seems to me like they appear in caves that contain some kind of corruption enemy, such as an immaculate or shell horror. If you run across these enemies, be sure to look around so you don't miss the crimp nut. Some caves will even have dead ends that only contain this plant. The easiest way to get these nuts is probably by heading to the swamp and killing Phytophthora and Phytosaurs. These enemies are quite common in that area and not overly difficult to kill. The Phytophthora is the more powerful of the two enemies and will come at you quite tenaciously. But they also have double the percent drop rate, so it might be worth the risk. These dinos can be identified by the pink flowers growing out of their back. They require a bit of preparation, so don't go into the fight all willy-nilly. The other ways to craft an endurance potion are to combine 1 occult remains with 1 turnip, or 1 assassin tongue with 1 cactus fruit. Both of these methods are quite easy as well and might be the better alternative to looking for those crimp nuts. Potions are very valuable in Outward as they can buff up your character tremendously, almost doubling his or her damage and defense. The 3 previously mentioned potions do not provide buffs per se, excluding the endurance potion. Rather, they refill your character's spirit, if you will. Oftentimes you can use skills to refill your health and mana, but they are not accessible during a boss fight. This gives the potions an edge because they can be placed in your pocket and used whenever you knock down the enemy, or simply run far enough away from them. These 3 potions could save you the trouble of dying someday, so it is nice to know how to get a plentiful supply of them without spending all your money at the merchant tables. The last thing I will say about this is that carrying around alchemy sets can add unnecessary extra weight, and might be extremely inefficient depending on which backpack you choose to travel with. An easy way to solve this problem is to set up your own little station at each town. Just pick a spot that looks appealing to you and make a fire, set up a tent, and place your alchemy kit right there. This makes it so that you have an easily accessible place to make potions whenever you go to town. Many houses come with the alchemy kit, but you won't always have 500 silver to spend on a house. Make the game a little easier by preparing ahead of time, rather than setting up an alchemy kit everywhere you go. There are plenty of items to loot in Outward, and you do not want to waste room on something you might not even use that often. Hopefully you know a little bit more about potion crafting in Outward and can use this to become more powerful. The main takeaway here is that it might be better to store items away for later rather than selling them. It could give you an ample supply of useful potions in the future. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you would, consider subscribing to my channel and becoming the best Outward nerd you can be. Catch you next time!